Let's welcome the debate on debate number 2 tonight on the NIFT fixed match. And it is a fixed match between the NIFT on the one side, the government on the other, and this person called Chetan Chauhan on the other. Never very illustrious as a cricketer. Anyway, if you can have Chetan Chauhan as NIFT chief, then I presume you can have Yogi Adityanath as the ISRO chairman as well. Maybe you can have Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti as the NIA chief. And maybe you can have Baba Gurmeet Ram Rahim as the chief economic advisor, or Sangeet Som as the NSG chief next. List doesn't stop as long as Baba Ramdev does not become the RBI chief. Sambit Patra, Rahul Easwar, Sunil Sethi on one side tonight. On Chetan Chauhan being appointed the NIFT chief. Tarun Tahiliani, Nida Mahmood, fashion designers. Rahul Mishra, fashion designer. Rahul Narwekar of the NCP on the other side tonight. To tell us more about the unique credentials of Chetan Chauhan tonight, Sambit Patra. Sambit Patra, there is Tarun Tahiliani and there is Chetan Chauhan. Close your eyes tonight. Tarun Tahiliani is the first Indian designer invited to showcase his design at the Milan Fashion Week. Chetan Chauhan scored 873 runs in the Ranji Trophy. He scored 98 with a fractured finger, but I don't know whether he knows what Coco Chanel runs. I don't know whether he knows the difference between satin and silk. Does he? Would you please explain why you chose Chetan Chauhan over everyone else who's on the panel and the many other greats from the industry tonight? Sambit Patra, open the debate, please. The debate is open. The others are free to come in at any point. Yes, Sambit.
Arnab, you have a point, and in fact, I'm not here to defend anyone. I'm just to keep the facts over here. So before we discuss about Chetan Chauhan, let's know who are the few people who are the predecessors to Chetan Chauhan, who are the former chairman to NIFT.
No, that's no argument. Don't present silly arguments that way tonight. Are you going to say? Are you going to say? No, one second. That's no argument.
Arnab,
your argument. No. Then you can say. Then you can say you're following Manmohan Singh's foreign policy as well. No, you can't. No, that is no argument tonight.
Not at all.
That is no argument tonight. Please. That is no argument tonight. Nida Mahmood is smiling and laughing at the other side tonight. Talk to me about Chetan Chauhan's qualifications. NIFT is not some kindergarten school.
Mr. Arnab,
Nida is coming into the debate. I think Nida Mahmood wants to come in and write at the start.
Argument, you have to allow me to complete few sentences.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but
number one, Ms. Kiran Dhingra, IAS officer, was a former NIFT chairman just before this. Shri Venu Srinivasan, chairman of the TVS group, the bike TVS group chairman. I don't know whether he understood fashion or not. Shri DP Singh, IAS and ex-secretary to Government of India, was a former NIFT chairperson. Going by this standard, I am sure that an Arjun awardee, that a person who is a cricketer, a person who was a former banker, a person who has been Lok Sabha MP, who has been into consultative and selective committees of
Tarun Tahiliani, please.
Far more in
Tarun Tahiliani, I think you should
respond. Names that I have taken.
I don't know what you're talking about. All I can tell you is that NIFT is not some kindergarten school, please. Tarun Tahiliani responding to Sambit Patra, please.
Mr. Dhingra, do you know about Ms. Dhingra, about Venu Srinivasan?
It is not a kindergarten school, and I'm afraid to say that NIFT is a very technical school which is meant to train Indians for greatness in fashion, design, draping, a lot of technical skills, and it's opened many schools all over the country. It was started in conjunction with the FIT, which is the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York. Unfortunately, they had wonderful faculty, which in our Indian wisdom was sent back very soon. This is a new industry in India, and it needs the patronage of people and the guidance of people who are knowledgeable in the thing. Why not somebody like Ritu Kumar or even Sunil Sethi, who's on the panel tonight? Because they worked in fashion and export. I'm sorry, it makes sense. It's like me becoming a cricket board head. I have nothing to contribute. These are not administrative jobs.
No, Mr. Tahiliani, as far as Sunil Sethi is concerned, your concern is right. But Mr. Sunil Sethi is in the Board of Governors. That 15 Board of Governor members. We have the expert from the industry, Mr. Goenka.
I know, I was very gratified to see the one name who was there.
There are 1,000 fashion experts in the NIFT, by the way. 1,000, 1000. 1,000 fashion experts. But in fact, as you are speaking technically, let me also put a technical point over here.
With the NIFT
technically, it requires that the BOD...
Sambit, listen to Tarun, please. Listen to Tarun. Sambit Patra. Sambit Patra, come on. Listen to Tarun Tahiliani, please. You know, you're going into...
I thought he completed.
Listen to Tarun Tahiliani, please, for God's sake. Tarun Tahiliani, please complete your argument. Yeah, go on, Tarun Tahiliani.
I'm sitting here with something downloaded from the net, which talks about the Board of Governors of NIFT. And there are very few people who are from the industry. There's nothing wrong with having people from the industry. It helps. Their contribution comes from years of experience, from dealing with export. And let me tell you, there's not one designer on this board. Since you're training designers, it would be great to have 3 senior designers or 3 designers who've come from very different walks of life or different concerns, so that they can guide the board on how to get the best faculty to teach people. It is a school to teach people technique, design, and also sensitivity to the market. Remember that in India, fashion design in this Western way is a very new construct. It's 30, 40 years old because we were a textile industry up to, let's say, the mid-70s or 80s. This fashion explosion has started from the 80s or early 90s, and it needs a particular guidance. We're going after exports, we're going after the local market, we're going after preservation of textile. It's very complex. It's much more complex than it is abroad.
You see, Sambit Patra, Sambit, I want to ask you something. Listen, Sambit, listen to me. Listen, Tarun Tahiliani, I appreciate the points you're making out here tonight, and I want people like you to be listened to. The problem is Sambit Patra says tonight. I see your hand go up there. I'm coming to you, Rahul Mishra, Nida Mahmood. We just lost the audio link with you. I'm just making one simple point, and maybe I need to simplify the argument for Sambit to respond to me. Sambit says today, according to Sambit, if the predecessors of the human race, right, were living in caves eating bananas, Homo sapiens in the 21st century should also be doing the same thing. I mean, what kind of ridiculous argument are you? What kind of ridiculous argument are you giving to me about what kind of ridiculous argument are you giving to me about his predecessors? No, you tell me about what you're doing in 2016, sir. 1 minute.
What does the Act say?
Can I have the
scientist or technologist or professional?
No, I don't get it. Sambit, 1 second. I just lost my link out there. 1 second.
So my simple question is, of all the former chairman of NIFTs, here is a man who is more educated. Here is a man who is more professional.
Right.
Here is a man who is a member of parliament twice. Here is the Arjun Awardee. Why demean an Arjun Awardee to an IAS officer?
What does the Arjun Awardee have to do with it? Yeah, why don't you make Vinod Kambli? Why don't you make Vinod Kambli the NIFT chief? Nida is responding to you. Nida, please. Nida is going in. Sambit, listen to Nida. Listen to Nida Mahmood, please. Nida Mahmood,
I want to say a very small thing, Sambit. Sambit, I just need to say one small thing. First of all, if mistakes have been made in the past, does not mean that we continue to make those, and it does not justify being in the same boat as before. Secondly, if you feel that the bylaws are saying that a person of this stature, and a person who has been a member of parliament twice it qualifies to be part of this, it doesn't mean that he would still be able to do his job right. It is unethical to have somebody who's not going to spend enough time to create a difference to the industry be taking up this position. Unfortunately, I completely don't agree with the idea.
No, Sunil Sethi was responding. Yes, Mr. Sethi.
But the chairperson...
Yeah, Mr. Sethi, please, Mr. Sethi.
The chairman in the past, Arnab...
Yeah, Mr. Sethi, I can hear you.
Arnab, the chairperson in the past is not been a mistake, because both Mr. Srinivasan, who happens to be an industrialist, and Mrs. Kiran Dhingra, who is an IAS officer, I have been part of their boards. They have both functioned very well. So it is not
Rahul
important
Mishra.
that the chairperson doesn't need to be from the
Mr.
fashion
Sethi,
background.
but Mr. Sethi,
because NIFT...
But Mr. Sethi, precedent is no argument out here. Now, Chetan Chauhan has said, I have no idea about fashion. I barely have the time for it. I'll give it 20% of my time. I don't have the time for it. So he has no mind space. It's not about his experience. Secondly, sir, I'm a little surprised, Mr. Sethi, that you should be saying this, because fashion is a serious profession. Domestic...
I support the fashion industry.
No, but why are you letting them down by letting an ex-cricketer head the NIFT? Just because he's a BJP man.
He's not. I am not a BJP man. The chairperson of NIFT, or the chairman of the NIFT, he is the chairperson of the board of governors. He need not even 20%.
Yeah, but he is the person who will be giving strategic direction to the NIFT. You don't need a rubber stamp. Rahul Mishra. Rahul Mishra. You know, we're getting into dangerous terrain here. Gajendra Singh, Pahlaj Nehlani. Why he will be giving the direction. Mr. Sethi, can I ask you this? Why do you're an experienced professional in this field. People respect you. Why do you want to subject yourself to the kind of situation that the censor board is facing, film industry is facing under Pahlaj Nehlani? This is like inviting trouble. You know what Pahlaj Nehlani did to Bollywood? Do you want Chetan Chauhan to do that to the fashion industry? Now, no, Rahul Mishra wanted to counter you, sir. Rahul Mishra. Rahul Mishra.
You know, as I would say, like earlier also I said this again and again, that the quality of education, when I look back, has been going down. Quality of education, especially in fashion, has been going down quite a lot. I come from NID, Ministry of Design, Ahmedabad, which has got granted last year, I think last year, the Institute of National Importance. And when I'm looking at who is currently chairman of NID, like right now, it's Mr. Naushad Forbes, who's chairman of NID. He is also, he has been a visiting faculty in terms of putting technology, all the educational policies in most developing countries. A visiting faculty at Stanford University, a quite known educationist, where NID talks about multidisciplinary activity like film, video, industrial design, graphic design. Before him, we had Mr. Anand Mahindra as a chairperson at NID. What he did, the result was, he helped establish NID, one automobile design discipline. Now the result is, we have got amazingly designed cars which are made in India,
right?
Completely made in India.
Yeah.
And we also do have a lot of NIDians working at Ferrari in Pininfarina. They are working at Ducati. They are working at even Renault. The Kwid, this car, has been designed, headed by one Indian designer from NID, who has done entire interior. Look at the implication, how many lives he is going to touch, just with a beautiful, sensible, ergonomically friendly, user-friendly design. So what Mr. Anand Mahindra, although he may not had more than 20% time also, I'm sure he must have given, but he was so inspiring, he was so proactive. It is just about how related the person who becomes chairman, he may not be a designer.
Has Mr. Mahindra given more than 20% time? If he was heading NID, what kind of time has he
might have not given.
The board
of given is, even till now, like I have been hearing him or convocation, he has taken a keen interest in developing the relevant discipline at NID, which has helped NID today.
No, Mr. Sunil Sethi. Mr. Sethi.
Like today when I look at Mr. Chauhan, with due respect, I don't see that kind of thing coming.
Mr. Sethi, Tarun Tahiliani is also coming into the debate. The point, the argument,
Sunil, can I just say
the argument. I'd like Tarun. Rahul, I just want Tarun Tahiliani also to respond to Sunil Sethi. Just one word before that. The point, Sunil Sethi, that is being made, and I think Tarun wants to elaborate on that.
Rahul Mishra's entire point was
go on.
Yeah, I think that Rahul Mishra's point is that because he established a whole new chair, a whole new department that resulted in automotive design, which is related to design, which is the core of NID's principle to exist, that was relevant. All we're saying is, this is not personal to Mr. Chauhan. We're saying that it's time that institutions like these that are premier, that are expanding, should have people who are relevant and understand whether it's 20% or 40% is not the point, but that time related should be given to excellent development. And Rahul Mishra is right, the quality of education at NIFT has gone down. I see it with the designers who come to work for me. And they had much better designers who became global stars in the 90s.
Mr. Mahindra had...
happening so much
if I may, Rahul, if I may just... Rahul and Tarun, one second. Rahul, I just want to sum this up. This part of the arguments of Sunil Sethi understands this. I think Sunil Sethi does. The point being made is not how much time Anand Mahindra gave to that institute called NID. It's about his domain interest. It's about his knowledge. It's about the support he brings. It's about the expertise he brings, right? And about whether he has any interest in doing something positive in that area. Now, for God's sake, don't tell me that now, today, this man called Chetan Chauhan wants to do something for the world of fashion. He doesn't. He's keeping the seat warm. I'm saying you want to keep the seat warm, get a professional there. The chairman of the NIFT is someone who heads the board of governors. This board of governors does not take care, Sambit Patra, only of finance and audit and establishment matters, but gives direction in academic matters. I am asking you, and you can answer, and let Rahul Narwekar come into the debate tonight. How is Chetan Chauhan, Rahul Narwekar eligible to make directions in matters of academics in a fashion institute? I'm horrified. I wonder what kind of fashion he's going to come up with. What kind of strategic direction he will? Maybe he will sit with Sunil Sethi and tell him how to cut the pattern of the cloth, or what texture of cloth should be bought, or what lines should be put out in what season. One second. Rahul Narwekar is taking on Sambit. Rahul Narwekar.
The directions are given by the Director General.
Oh, please, then you don't need anyone. No, put a robot out there.
They can correct me if I'm wrong.
Then you don't need anyone.
If I'm wrong, they can correct me.
Rahul Narwekar.
No. If I'm wrong, they can correct me. But as far as the directions are concerned, directions comes from the Director General. And as far as the chairman,
so why do you need this post?
It is a ceremonial post. It is a pro bono ceremonial post. So saying that directions come
Rahul
from
Narwekar, please.
Absolutely
Narwekar, please, on the NIT match fixing.
Rahul
Narwekar.
Board of Governors,
Rahul Narwekar, please.
Needs people from all.
Will this go unrebutted, Rahul Narwekar?
In the Board of Governors, we have.
Let Rahul Narwekar come in, please. 1 second. Sambit.
Arnab. Yes. Please, Rahul.
Sambit, we've heard you.
Yeah.
Sambit, we got your point.
Yeah.
Anyways, Arnab, I have no doubt in my mind. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that the authority, the prerogative and the discretion to make these appointments is with the government of the day. There's no doubt about that. But when such appointments are made by a government which is headed by a Prime Minister who promises that meritocracy shall supersede psychophancy, offices will be distributed on the basis of merit. When this government, which is headed by this Prime Minister, makes such appointments, it's certainly a matter of concern for all the people who trusted this government and voted for them. Number two, the Bharatiya Janata Party and their spokespersons now need to understand the nation does not want to see the finger pointing game from them any longer. Every time a question is put to them, they will point fingers and say, this was done in the past and therefore it is justified, what we are doing is justified. It's time that they get over this habit.
No, you all are questioning the ones who had made appointments of
Number three.
The ones who had made appointments of Venu Srinivasan.
Assuming without admitting.
You are questioning
assuming without admitting.
You made that post a parking space for bureaucrats. Why should an Arjuna awardee or a sportsperson or a bank manager or a parliamentarian not be seen as a bureaucrat?
You need to. People have not voted you in power to find out what errors according to you were committed by the previous government. People have voted you in power because they felt that the previous government has not done good enough. So your duty is to answer for yourself.
I am asking you that question. Why do you conclude that an Arjuna awardee is a person who cannot perform? Why do you conclude that a person who was two times that whatever was done in the past was wrong? Can you justify the present appointment
as well? There is absolutely no doubt that this appointment is not only of an administrative nature. It certainly has to have merit which will contribute in the
only criteria. Now what's Sunil Sethi? Sunil Sethi is taking on Rahul Narwekar. Sunil Sethi, please. Sunil Sethi to Rahul Narwekar. Sunil Sethi to Rahul Narwekar.
Going to
Sunil Sethi.
Administrative nature.
Yes.
I want to clarify to you that it is only of administrative nature. We have 15 institutes. Every time we sanction a new institute is sanctioned, 150 crores is needed. Who does the chairperson speak to? They speak to principal secretaries of the state government. You don't need anybody with a design background for that. You need somebody with an administrative background. And if Chetan Chauhan, he's been a manager of the Indian team twice.
Okay.
He's been a selector. You don't tell me he doesn't have the capability to speak to the principal secretary and the other people.
Delhi District Cricket Association.
This is the only way. This is the only way NIFT can grow.
Association managed and handled. That merit is also going to Mr. Chetan Chauhan. So the nation also knows his administrative skills when it comes to the Delhi District Cricket Association handling.
Yes, but with the academic affairs that Arnab you were talking about, we have specialists on the job. In the Senate, we have designers who are part of the Senate.
We know why the last board also
we had designers.
No, I don't understand, Salman. I must say today that I absolutely fail to understand the logic of Sambit Patra. You know, very often there are days when I don't understand the logic, but today I'm defeated by the logic. Sambit, Sambit, listen. Sambit, listen to me. No, for God's sake, understand. It's not me asking. People are asking you this question. You should send Arjuna awardees.
That's why I have the act with me. I can read out the act for you if you want.
Rahul Narwekar.
I have the act with me. The act of appointment.
I also have an act. I also have an act. I also have an act.
Yes,
First, listen to my act. First, listen to my act.
Yes.
First, listen to my act.
Yes.
My act is the act of logic, right? Which you have left a long time back. If you are saying Arjun Awardee, send Arjun Awardee for God's sake to administer sports to the Olympic Association. But there you send Salman Khan. I mean, what kind of harebrained ideas are you coming up with? You sent Salman Khan to the Olympic Association. You sent Salman Khan to the Olympic Association and Chetan Chauhan to fashion. I'm sorry viewers, what's going on here? No, you sent Salman Khan to the Olympic Association.
No.
You said, no, and you sent Chetan Chauhan to fashion. Tomorrow, 1 second. No, 1 minute, Sambit Patra. Since this government seems to specialize, in sending wrong people for high-ranking jobs, I wonder what is next. Maybe you'll have Baba Ramdev as RBI chief, Sadhvi Prachi as DRDO chief, Yogi Adityanath as ISRO chairman, Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti to look after the NIA. Maybe you'll have Sangeet Som as NSG chief. And as I said out there, maybe tomorrow, because Ashok Pandit, you BJP people like Ashok Pandit as well, make him CBI director. Say he's a very deserving man. It's not a laughing matter. Rahul Narwekar, please, on the debate. Rahul Easwar. Sambit, what are you doing, please? I mean, you want to put
Let
BJP
us not trivialize with such examples.
You want to put BJP people everywhere. That's what you want to do.
Should I read out the act?
See, let us not trivialize with such examples.
Rahul Easwar.
No, what trivialize?
Rahul Easwar.
You should read out.
Rahul Easwar, please.
Let us look at the core set of skills what they want. This is an organizational skills demanding post. This is more of an administrative post. Of course, friends from fashion industry like Tarunji has a point. We are no match to them in arguing regarding fashion. Having said that, my humble submission would be these are administrative posts. If Markandeya Kadjuji from a judiciary background can be press council chairman, if Rajiv Shuklaji can be the chairman of IPL, because it is more about administration, organizing skills are needed. The core set of skills needed for a chairman would be organizing skills and administrative skills. Why don't we look at the reality of it? The logic is the logic of administrative skills, and Chetan Chauhan being a two-time MP will definitely have administrative skills.
No, he's not qualified. Sorry. No, he's not qualified.
Talking to MPs, talking to parliamentarians.
Sir, is he passionate about the position he's picking up? The question is that is he passionate about it? If he's passionate and he has spent enough time to understand what the industry works around, then sure, we would like to take that leap of faith and have somebody as wonderful as him to be at the helm of affairs. But there needs to be, yes, there must be.
Why has the standards of NIFT been coming down? Someone has to arrest this.
Somebody, yes, needs to address it.
I'm sorry, Arnab, this is not just it might be administrative, but this is very important to have somebody who has a strategic direction.
No, you see, I'll tell you where they've made a big mistake.
Correct.
Nida, you know what's happened is, the BJP has made a huge mistake. They've just been making mistake after mistake after mistake. I know you appoint Mukesh Khanna as the head of the Children's Film Society. You can't disconnect it from the fact that he's a BJP supporter, right? He's called by the BJP as the Shaktiman of Gujarat. You appoint Gajendra Chauhan as FTI chairperson. It is because he's a BJP supporter. He's been campaigning for the BJP in Haryana during the Lok Sabha elections last year. You appointed this man, what's his name? The National Embarrassment? The National Embarrassment, Sambit? What's his name? Sambit?
He's on vacation. He's gone on vacation. But
brilliant.
I talked about Pahlaj Nilani there. One second. The national embarrassment Pahlaj Nilani was also a political decision. Going back to the question out here. Please.
Okay,
one second. No. By the point is, Nida, the BJP seems to be very relaxed about the fact that you go ahead and appoint BJP people. Now, problem with Sambit is you've not read the act. If you read the act, if the act is to be followed, and that's where I disagree with Sunil Sethi, Chauhan is neither an eminent academician, neither is he a scientist nor a technologist. Then you say tonight he's appointed because of his political links. According to the act, the chairperson may be an eminent academician, scientist, technologist or professional to be appointed as visitor. Visitor means the President of India, though recommendations for these posts are made by the central government. Why should the act allow people not related to the fashion industry to be board members when the act itself defines fashion in a particular way? You break the rules and then you come out and say, so what? Sunil Sethi will be happy because, fact of the matter is Sunil Sethi don't mind. This man knows nothing about fashion. He'll never interfere with what you do. So you are happy having a rubber stamp.
Yes, but
But that's not good for the industry.
But we honestly, Arnab, all the departments have specialists. So whether it is the establishment committee, whether it is the Senate, whether it is the academic affairs committee, everyone has a designer on board. Everyone, even for everything, we get an outside specialist to be part of the meetings. This gentleman, the chairperson, doesn't even need to be there on a day-to-day basis.
They don't need him. Why do you need him?
Honestly, in the past.
So why just keep him there then?
But you don't have him.
Tarun Tahiliani.
Exactly.
Every day, if the parliament asks us for something,
all I'm saying is that, as Nida just said and Rahul Mishra just said, if we've established 8, if there all these people, the standard of NIFTs are coming down, let's find people who are strategically going to contribute, who have knowledge, who take it forward. Maybe a Ritu Kumar or a Sunil Sethi or someone from the industry. It doesn't have to be Anand Mahindra's example because he set up an auto design training at NID. So that made sense. Let's not have chair people who have nothing to do with it.
You're right.
Find somebody who has
you're right. But when the parliament
is passionate to make it better. Others were being farcical. I'm sorry.
Okay, Nida on the debate. Nida's question. Nida. Yeah, Nida.
So I have a very simple question to say here. If just because I'm passionate about cricket and have no understanding of what to do with it, would somebody just make me the admin head of BCCI? Would I be capable of picking up a position like that?
Sambit, answer that. Sambit answer that.
I know something about...
I'll answer that. Now, with all due respect, we have to understand certain things. There are 15 members in a board of governor, and the act says that the board of governor has to be a mix of all kinds of people from all walks of life. There are distributions.
Yes, we know the bylaws.
There has to be 4 bureaucrats. There has to be.
She's asking you a simple question. No, Sambit, why don't you give her a simple answer?
There is nothing wrong.
No, I'll tell you, Nida.
There is nothing wrong legally because the bylaws allow it.
Madam.
But ethically, is it correct?
Madam, don't hold papers all the time. Sambit, don't hold papers. Just give her the honest reply.
And as per the requirement
just give her the honest reply.
These people fulfill the need of the rules. That 4 of them have to be parliamentarians. 4 of them have to be bureaucrats. There is Mr. Sunil Sethi from the fashion industry, Mr. Goenka from the Wellspun industry, because that is an expert from the industry in this department. So whatever the act has suggested has been fulfilled. As far as the chairman is concerned, that is a ceremonial post. Ask Sunil ji. He was right now stating that he does not even need, we don't even need the chairman for a day-to-day activity. In the past, Kiran Dhingra used to stay most of the time in
God,
Goa.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
And Mr. Venu Srinivasan was most of the time in Tamil Nadu. But the Director General is the one.
Sambit, the way tonight, Rahul Narwekar has his face in his hands and Tarun Tahiliani has his head in his hands. The response of the Newshour is very interesting tonight. They are not angry with you. They are really worried about what you are doing. It's like suicidal, man. Don't you get it? For 2 weeks, the whole country has been telling you, why on earth did you put this out of control Pahlaj Nilyani in the censor board when you can't control him later? And then you are going ahead and doing exactly at the same time you go and put Chetan Chauhan.
No, I won't deviate.
So why is the BJP? I have a very broad question. I have a very broad question for you. Why are you doing this? You just have to put your out of work ex-BJP people who did the occasional rally or speech or campaign for you to give them something, right?
Not at all.
You have to give them something.
Not at all.
You have to give them some role.
Not at all. Unfounded.
No. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
Mr. Goswami.
Why are you doing this?
Mr. Goswami, Tarun Tahiliani. I'll tell you. I'll answer that. Mr. Tahiliani is there. We all respect him. Ask him. Is it not that the post of chairperson had become a parking lot for the bureaucrats, retired bureaucrats?
So now it's a parking lot for the BJP brigade, is it? Now it's a parking lot for the BJP.
There is a person who is known. See,
known for what? Known for what? Known means what? You're going on saying known. Chetan Chauhan has himself said. Chetan Chauhan has himself said.
Known for wrong reasons.
No, listen, Sambit, this is now ridiculous.
He's not known for anything.
What? Known. Even Vinod Kambli is known. Even Ajay Devgan is known.
He's an Arjun Awardee, right reason.
For God's sake, John Abraham is known. Listen to me. Chetan Chauhan has himself said that my appointment as the chairman of NIFT is partly because I'm a BJP leader. He says preference is given to people from the the party. That is why you put a cricketer to head a fashion institute. Will you tomorrow say tomorrow? Will you put Tarun Tahiliani in charge of the cricket board? Will you do that?
No, already Sunil Sethi is there.
Sunil
Sethi is there on the board. Ask him. He's already in the board.
I don't know what to say anymore. Tarun, respond. Tarun Tahiliani, respond, please. Yeah.
Anyway, Arnab, you just said that he doesn't follow the qualifications to be appointed. Arnab has said it 3 times that he doesn't follow the qualifications.
He doesn't follow the qualifications. They're twisting it. They're openly twisting it.
How difficult it is to get funds from the government.
Under the category of
having somebody like
Chetan Chauhan. 4 categories.
No, one second. Sunil Sethi, what was that? Sunil Sethi, what was that? You are saying it's difficult to get funds from the government. Explain that.
What I'm saying is...
Yeah. Explain that. Wonderful. Rahul Narwekar will respond.
Together a lot.
Yes.
Tarun and me, we worked a lot, and we know how difficult it is to get funds from the government for sponsoring handloom projects, shows, everything.
Right.
Please understand
Brilliant.
that having
here's where the cookie crumbles.
It is not a disadvantage.
No, listen.
But
Sunil Sethi, I like your candor, I like your honesty. I like the fact that unlike a professional politician like Sambit Patra, you've spilled out the truth.
In order to get 40 crores, we have a 40 crore Ustad project which we've got for NIFT, where we work with the Khadi to do lots of dresses for, let's say, the police department. Who helps us? It's first, in order for the project to come to the fashion designer, it first has to go through the government machinery. I will be more than happy if our chairman only stays at that and leaves the rest of the product to all the specialists.
What a revelation! What I say, Sunil Sethi, an absolute revelation. You're basically saying having a ruling party fellow there, makes it easier for us to get funds. It's a little bit of a compromise to have someone like Chetan Chauhan there, but it's fine as long as we're getting the money.
If you have to do the Make in India project, who do you go to? You have to go to the Government of India. You have to go to the Textile Ministry. And having somebody... What is the harm if somebody only works on that?
And so this is fantastic.
Why don't they do
the faculty?
No. So you are saying that if the textile minister forces anybody on you, you can't protest because the money is coming from the textile ministry. Now, what are we getting to, Sambit Patra and Rahul Narwekar? This is a big revelation tonight, Rahul Narwekar.
No, he is not.
No, Rahul Narwekar is back on the debate on that controversial point. We're extending the debate. Rahul Narwekar is on the debate. Rahul Narwekar.
This is administrative.
Rahul Narwekar.
For funds is administration. That's what he means to say.
Rahul Narwekar, please.
This revelation which Mr. Sethi has made and which has been known to all for quite some time now, that this government is only about pleasing its own and not doing good for the nation. We know that how funds have been diverted to states which perhaps BJP is in control of, and how states which are not controlled by BJP have been ignored. We are aware about these things. Today there's an admission on national television. So I applaud this honesty of this gentleman, and I think we should appreciate that for once. Number 2, while we were talking about the administrative experience and talents of Mr. Chauhan, let me tell you, Mr. Chauhan, to his credit, also has the post of being the vice president of the Delhi Delhi District Cricket Association, and we know how the administration of the Delhi Cricket Association has been questioned and what the Mudgal committee had to say about it. Number 3, while we are talking about the whole merit point of the appointment, let me tell you that the Honorable Prime Minister of this country prior to the elections in 2014 had clearly made a commitment to this country that henceforth merit will supersede loyalty. Today we want to know, where has the loyalty quotient gone? Why is it being compromised with? I'm sorry, where has the merit quotient gone? Why is that being compromised with? This is not what the nation was promised, and the last thing the nation would expect and tolerate is to have excuses that the previous government did it, so we are justified in doing it. That's just not done.
Well, I think at this point,
Can I just come in for 10 seconds?
No, Sambit Patra, I have to go to some really big story right now that is developing, which is breaking on the ticker of Times Now. I'm going to have to close this part of the debate, but I need Rahul Narwekar and Sambit Patra to bear with me and stay with me for the next 30 seconds because we are getting Prema Sridevi on the phone line on the big story of the day. And that big story came in on our ticker just 20 minutes back while this debate was on. Broken first on Times Now. I thank Tarun Tahiliani, Nida Mahmood, Rahul Mishra, Sunil Sethi and Rahul Easwar for this part of the debate. And the